Where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. The red star in the sky near the horizon. Oh, it's you, my curious young friend. This is Zachary here, your guide to the ghoulish, and I'm taking part in my favorite pastime. No, not grave robbing. I'm talking about astronomy, studying the planets. And right now I have my telescope aimed at Mars. Many people believe there's life on that red planet. Do you? Oh no? Well, perhaps you'll feel differently after I tell you a strange story about a man from Mars and a girl from Earth. A story I call Mandy and the Martian. Ha-ha!
It was just the other day at Brook Hollow Middle School, or that's what I thought. My name's Mandy Milken, and the whole thing began when I was sitting in my science class wishing I were anywhere but there, because we were getting ready to do something I had been dreading all year.
All right, class. Pull your desk next to the partner you choose and get ready to begin your frog dissection.
Dissecting dead frogs? Cutting them open? How gross! And to make things worse, I knew my partner was gonna be the teacher.
Mandy, since we have an odd-numbered class and you're the only one without a partner, I'll be your partner.
Mandy, the teacher's pet.
That was Ben. He was always picking on me.
The teacher's always doing stuff with you because nobody else wants to.
Mandy, the jars with the frogs are here on the cart. Would you please hand them out?
Oh, yes. I really hated handing out those frogs. The teacher always had me doing that kind of stuff. But today, something different was going to happen. Here, this one's for you, and this one's for you. Here's your frog, Jennifer. And this one is... That's when I saw a jar with something weird in it. Something that wasn't a frog.
Let me out! Please, let me out of here!
It was about the size of a frog, but it had arms and legs and smooth green skin, and its head was large, with a big, brainy-looking thing on top, and it could talk.
Let me out! I don't like it in here!
What are you?
I'm not one of those buggy-eyed things you call frogs. That's for sure. I'm a Martian.
A Martian?
Let me out and I'll tell you more.
Well, I don't know. I tell you what, I'll hide you over behind this desk, and when school is over, I'll come and get you.
Wait!
Later. All day, I thought about that Martian in the jar, and after school, I went to the back of the science class where he was still hidden.
Well, there you are. Are you going to open this jar and let me out now?
I guess so.
That's better. Thanks.
Mandy. My name's Mandy.
And my name's... Well, you couldn't say it in Earth language. Just call me Marty. That's short for Martian.
So, how did you get in that jar?
My spaceship landed near a pond. I was out exploring, trying to talk to these frog creatures, when your science teacher came along with a big net and scooped us all up. Later, your teacher put us all in jars. I guess he was so busy he didn't notice that I was different from the frogs. But you saved me. Now I need to do something nice for you.
Like what?
Hey, Mandy, what are you doing in here?
Nothing, Ben. Quick, Marty, hide in my backpack.
I came to get my book because we've got that science test tomorrow, and you better let me look off your test paper, because if you don't...
Ben, what happened? You just stopped and went stiff like a statue.
I did it! My super brain power can do almost anything. I know this Ben creature is a bully, but he'll be able to move in a few minutes.
Thanks. Hey, that gives me an idea. If your brain can do stuff like freeze Ben, then you could give me the answers to my science test tomorrow.
Well, yes.
You can hide in my backpack beside my desk and give me the answers.
I could. But isn't that cheating?
Maybe, but I really need a good grade in here. You come on home with me and we'll talk about it, okay?
Okay.
I wish I could see Ben's face when he comes out of that spell and I'm gone. So Marty went home with me that night. He tried to get me to study for my test, but I didn't because I knew he would be there to help. After all, he did owe me for getting him out of that jar. The next day, Marty helped me with the test answers. He had such a great brain that all I had to do was read the questions to myself. Marty would read my mind, then would send the answers back to me just by thinking about them. We didn't even have to talk. As for that bully Ben, he was mad because he didn't know what happened or how I got away from him when Marty froze him. And he got even madder when I wouldn't let him look off my test paper. During lunchtime, I sat outside with Marty. We sat in a spot where no one could see him. Thanks, Marty. I know I did great on that test.
Well, it didn't seem right. I hope all Earth creatures don't cheat like you. But anyway, since I did something to help you, it's time for you to do something for me.
What? Look, I helped you out of that jar, and you helped me with my test. So, we're even.
No, we're not, Mandy. You helped me out of the jar. Then I helped you by freezing Ben so he would leave you alone. Then we were even. But then you asked me to help you by cheating on your test. I did. Now you owe me.
So, I'm supposed to do something for you now?
I came to Earth to bring back an Earth creature to Mars, where we can study it. So, you're going back with me.
What?
It will be a tight fit, but you can squeeze into my spaceship.
I'm not going to Mars with you. This is my home.
Look, like I said, we were even. Then you asked for my help on the test when you should have studied it yourself. Now you've got to do something for me. And you're going to Mars.
But that's not fair.
Neither is cheating on a test, is it?
But...
My spaceship is parked near the pond. I'm leaving this afternoon. If you aren't there, I'll come looking for you. My brain can do incredible things. And if I have to come looking for you, it won't be pleasant.
Marty! Wait! But Marty used his brain power to zap himself away, disappearing into thin air. So I sat there thinking about the mess I had gotten myself into. And if that wasn't enough, along came more trouble.
Hey, Mandy, I blew that big test, and I'm gonna get you for that.
Ben...
You didn't let me look off your test, and I haven't figured out what you did to me yesterday. I don't care if you're a girl, I'm gonna let you have it.
I started to run away from Ben, but then I had an idea. A great idea. Wait, Ben, I can help you get extra credit. Maybe it'll be enough to make up for the questions you missed on the test.
Oh, yeah? So what are we gonna do?
After school, you meet me out near that old pond, okay? That afternoon, I got a big cardboard box and my dad's fishing net from the garage. Then I went to the pond where Ben was waiting. I told him what we were going to do.
So you think this is going to get me some extra points in science class?
Sure. The teacher always needs extra frogs for science labs and stuff. So when you walk into the class with a whole bunch of them, you're sure to get some extra credit points.
Well, it sounds good.
I think there are a lot of frogs over there, on that side of the pond, in that tall grass.
Over there?
Yeah, let's go look.
Hey, I see some. Wait a minute. What's that? It looks like some kind of a spaceship. Mandy, it's a spaceship. We've got to tell somebody.
Hey, Marty, where are you?
Marty? Who's Marty?
Here I am.
What? It's a little green man. A spaceman. Mandy, you knew he was here.
Sure. Okay, Marty, you were sent to get an Earth creature. Here he is.
Yeah? Well, I guess he'll fit in the ship.
Wait, no spaceman's taking me back to Mars.
Sorry, Ben. You gotta go. Marty came to bring back a for-real Earth bully. And that's you.
Bully? But I'm not a bully. Really, I can be nice. From now on, I'm gonna be nice. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Marty's gotta take back a bully. Right, Marty?
Well, that's not me, okay? I'm not a bully anymore. From now on, I'm a nice guy. N-I-C-E, nice guy. I think, I better get home fast.
No more Ben the bully.
Pretty smart, Mandy. But you still have to return to Mars with me.
No, I don't. You can take him.
What? A frog?
Sure. They sent you to get an Earth creature, right?
Well, yes.
Well, this frog is as much of an Earth creature as I am.
I didn't think of it like that.
Besides, he looks a lot like you Martians.
Good idea, Mandy. Come on, little frog. You're going home with me. Everyone will treat you very special. Bye, Mandy. Thanks again for freeing me from that jar.
And thank you, Marty, for the lesson you taught me.
Lesson?
Sure, never to cheat on a test again. So Marty took his froggy Earth creature with him, and in a minute, his spaceship took off into the sky. A few seconds later, it was gone. In one day, I had saved a Martian, found a frog a new home, helped turn a bully into a nice guy, learned never to cheat, and the most important lesson of all, I learned you should never owe a Martian a favor.
Well, did you like that story? I think of it every time I look through my telescope at Mars. Somewhere up there, there's a Martian and a frog, both happy that they'll never find themselves trapped in a jar in a science lab. Oh, well. Oh, well. Until next time, happy shivering. Bye-bye. Hello, boys and girls, and happy shivering to you. This is your host, Zachary. I'm sitting here on a rocky shore in a nice little town in Maine. There's an old lighthouse over there, jagged rocks ready to smash a ship, a cold wind that wails like a ghost, and of course, the deep, dark, mysterious sea. It's a perfect place for one of my spooky stories, don't you think? Well, now, let's take a boat and go lobster fishing. That's how most people here make their living, you know. And one of those people is Uncle Asa, a tough-talking old sea dog who has caught lobster for years.
Oh, boy! Don't you know the proper way to lay a lobster pot in the water? Haven't you learned anything?
Yes, sir. I'm trying, okay? In the city, we catch our lobsters in grocery stores.
Just get it.
But for a few days, Uncle Asa has a crew, a niece and a nephew named Kevin and Lisa. They're staying with their uncle while their parents are on vacation. But this is anything but a vacation for the brother and sister because they're about to be a part of a story I call Lobster Face.
There, boy. That's how you ready a lobster pot.
Why do you call a trap a pot, anyway?
That's just what it's called. And you, lass, what are you doing over there? Get over here and help your brother.
My name is Lisa, Uncle Asa. Please stop calling me lass. Anyway, I'm sick. I'm standing at the side of the boat because I think I'm gonna throw up.
Ha! Seasick, eh? I bet this ocean beats any roller coaster you kids have ever ridden. Now get over here and help out while I take us back in. Sun's going down and there's a storm blowing up. We'll catch the last lobster pot back on the way in.
Kevin, remember how we thought it was gonna be fun spending a week on a lobster boat?
Yeah, now we're out here with an uncle we never met before who keeps giving us orders and can't remember our names.
And I hate lobsters too. Looking at them or eating them.
Look lively there. We're coming upon our last marker. Let's pull it in and see what we got.
Probably not much. Most of his lobster traps come up empty.
Well, boy, have we got anything?
I think there's... Wow! Look! I don't believe it!
Jiminy Joseph, will you look at that? It's the king of all lobsters.
Have you ever seen one this big before, Uncle Asa?
Never. Not in all my years. No telling how much it weighs.
Look at its shell. It's kind of gray and purple, and it's got slimy stuff oozing all over it. Gross!
And look at those eyes, lass, sprouting out there. They're fiery red, like two little burning lumps of coal.
Yeah, makes them look scary.
Nothing scary about him, boy. I'm just thinking how much that fancy restaurant's gonna pay me so they can put this big lobster on someone's dinner plate. Well, looks like our big friend is snapping at us. He really wants out.
I think what he really wants is us.
Just wait till you tell your parents about catching this king lobster. And just wait till we get to the dock and everyone gets a look at him. They'll be surprised. This is the biggest lobster this town will ever see. And we are the ones that caught him.
Soon, Uncle Asa, Kevin, and Lisa were back at the wharf. Their large and strange-looking lobster attracted the attention of the fishermen and the townspeople.
Never seen anything like it.
It's huge! A little monster! Whoa, where'd you catch it, Asa?
Now a good fisherman never tells that.
If I mix some of this formula with some of that, then put in a couple of drops of this bubbling brew. Dear me, confound it. I never have been able to make a decent milkshake. I must have added too much lint from Matt's belly button. just no good at these scientific and mathematical things. Just give me your old friend Zacherie a good spooky story to tell. That's what I'm good at. And that's just what I'm going to do. Tell you a story about a boy who was just as bad as Zacherie when it came to science. A boy named Ricardo who thought he could find help with a simple calculator. But what he found was the calculator of doom.
Hey, Ricardo, come on.
Yeah, you don't want to be late again.
Okay. I'm in no hurry.
Well, you better be. There's the bell. And you're gonna be late for the test in math class.
I don't care. I'm failing math anyway.
Well, why don't you have Mommy buy you a calculator? That would help.
See you in math, Ricardo.
Yeah, I'll be there. But I won't know anything. I wish I did have a calculator or something that would help me do better in math. Just anything. What's that up in the sky? That light. It's like another little sun. Can't be a plane. It's coming this way. Getting closer. It's coming this way. Coming right at me. I gotta run. Man, what was that? It just flashed and then... Hey, what's that on the ground? It looks kind of like a calculator. But it's the weirdest one I've ever seen. All those buttons and flashing lights. Where did they come from? Well, I'll figure that out later. Right now, I'll see if this weird calculator won't help me out in math.
Ricardo ran to his math class just as the test was to begin. The teacher, Mr. Ralston, wrote down several math problems on the chalkboard.
All right, class. Your test is to work out the problems on the chalkboard. You may use your calculators. Begin now.
Okay, mystery calculator. Let's see what you can do. Huh? Well, what's going on? The numbers I'm punching in aren't showing up. This piece of junk isn't a... What's that? Letters? And they're making words that move across the little screen. Triple, fipple, foom. Teacher falls with a boom. What's that supposed to mean?
Ouch!
Mr. Ralston!
My leg! My leg!
What happened, Benny?
Didn't you see? All of a sudden, Mr. Ralston just tripped and fell. He hit hard.
Oh! Somebody run to the office. I think my leg is broken.
My calculator. There are those words again. Triple, fipple, foom. Teacher falls with a boom.
And teacher was taken to the hospital with a broken leg. Later that morning, Ricardo went to phys ed in the gym, but instead of shooting baskets with the others, he sat in the bleachers studying his calculator.
Weird, man. I just punched in some of those numbers and it came up with those words.
Ricardo, better get out of here and shoot some baskets. The coach is gonna get mad.
Okay.
Hey, since you've got that calculator out, figure out my average from the last 5 games. I scored 12, 17, 11, 19, and 15. Let me know what it is when you get out on the floor.
Sure. 12, and then 3, and then 17, and 11, Huh? Hey, it's doing it again. No numbers, just words. And what? Moda? Joda? Frown? When boy goes up, board comes down? Huh, that's crazy, man. Oh no! The whole backboard just came off! Hey, Benny!
Ricardo, Benny was going up for a basket, and the backboard just came loose on him. You go get the school nurse. I'm running to the office.
The calculator. It said that would happen. When boy goes up, board comes down.
All morning, Ricardo thought about his strange new calculator and the power it seemed to have in telling the future. A future that ended up hurting people.
This is too weird, man. I'm putting this calculator in my locker until I have time to figure this out.
Hey, Ricardo, you coming to the cafeteria with us?
On my way, Becky.
It was pretty scary. There's Benny lying there with the backboard on top of him.
He was lucky he wasn't hurt any worse.
He's lucky he wasn't killed. Right, Ricardo?
Yeah, right.
Ricardo, where did you get that weird-looking calculator?
What? Where?
Right there beside your plate. Do you need glasses or something?
But I didn't put it there. I put it in my locker.
Then it grew legs and walked out. 'Cause there it is.
But I can't. I left it. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, what's going on here? I put this crazy calculator in my locker, but how did it get... Hey, what's going on? Letters are coming up and I didn't even punch anything in. It's saying riddle, rattle, rude, kids take bath in food? What was... Oh man, the table where Becky and Max are sitting, it just snapped in the middle and fell. There's food everywhere. Hey, is everybody okay?
Are you all right? Come on, get up. You'll be okay.
It's this calculator. Now, I don't even have to punch in numbers. It tells what's about to happen, and it's always something bad. But maybe the calculator doesn't just tell what's about to happen. Maybe it makes things happen. One thing's for sure. I've got to get rid of this thing before anything else happens.
Ricardo ran through the school halls and went to his locker.
Okay, calculator. Let's see how my notebook smashes you to pieces. There! Take that! And that! There! I don't believe it. It's still working like I didn't even touch it. I've got to do something to destroy it.
Ricardo grabbed the calculator and ran outside the school. There he found a rock. Ricardo threw the calculator down on the sidewalk and raised the rock over it.
Okay, calculator, let's see you take this. There, and there, and there. How does that feel? Oh no, this can't be real. It's still working after I hit it all those times, and there's not a scratch on it. What am I gonna do? The calculator's flashing words again. What do they say? Kizzle? Mizzle? Dat? School building will fall flat? Oh no! The school! It's gonna collapse and kill everyone inside! I've gotta do something!
Ricardo grabbed the evil calculator and ran into the school.
Listen! The school's starting to move! Starting to fall down!
Ricardo, what are you doing out of class?
Principal Edwards, you gotta get everybody out of here.
The only person going anywhere is you. Now get to class. You're supposed to be setting up an electromagnetic energy display in science lab.
Electromagnetic energy? A magnet! That's it! I've gotta get there. I gotta stop this calculator before the school falls in.
Ricardo! What do you think you're doing? You're late for lab. Get to your seat.
Miss Taylor, the large electromagnet, I need to use it.
I said get to your seat.
Sorry, but I've got to turn on the magnet. Now I've got to pass the calculator in front of the magnet. That will erase everything on it. Look, the screen on the calculator's blank. Whew, I've erased it. And listen, the school building isn't making those sounds. It's not about to fall in. I did it! I erased the calculator and saved the school.
And you get yourself a trip to the principal's office for interrupting my class with a crazy story like that.
But Ricardo wasn't really bothered about being sent to the principal's office because he knew what he had done. He had stopped the calculator of doom and saved everyone in the school. There was only one thing he wanted to know now.
I wonder if this calculator will work like a real calculator now. Let's see. 2. Hey! There's the number 2. No words. 2 plus 2 equals 5. Ha! How about that? Even when it's working like a real calculator, it can't get it right.
Did you enjoy that? Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? About your calculator, I mean. Maybe it's just a simple little calculator that can add 2 plus 2, or maybe it's more than that. Maybe it can tell the future, the dark future, like Ricardo's calculator. Give it a try and hope for the best. Until the next time, this is Zacherie saying, happy shivering! How rude of me to blow my nose right in your ear. Please excuse me. I must be getting a cold from all those damp cellars that I wander, or the chilly night air during my strolls through the cemetery, or the rain and the thunderstorms I love to jog through. I do try so hard to keep fit. My name is Zacherie, and my little cold does bring to mind a story that has something to do with noses. It's about boogers, nose goblins. Those gross green globs that grow in your head. Nasty, yes, but not scary, right? Well, wait until you hear my story about the person everyone called Big Bad Willy Booger. He lived in a small town called Tompkinsville. It was the kind of small town where everyone knew who lived in what house and what kind of a person they were. And everyone knew Willy Booger. Especially the children, especially Brian and his club called the Bailey Street Boys.
Hey, Brian, what are you doing?
Hey, Daniel. Nothing. I'm just walking.
Well, this is Alvin. He's here visiting his aunt for the summer.
Hey, Alvin.
Hey. Can we hang around?
Sure. I'm meeting Charles and Eddie. Then, we're gonna visit Billy.
It was a summer night when the sun is long in setting and children in no hurry to head home for bed. But this one night, Brian and his friends would wish they had stayed home.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Daniel, what's going on?
Charles, Eddie, this is Alvin. He's spending the summer in town and wants to hang out with us.
Hi, guys. Is that okay? Sure, Alvin. But first thing you gotta do is go visit Billy, right, Brian?
Yeah, we'll show you where he lives, Alvin.
Alvin followed Brian and the boys down streets and across fields. It was good and dark when they came to a part of town where many of the houses were very old. Paint was peeling, and flowers were dead in overgrown yards. Windows were silent and dark. The houses had been left to rot a long time ago. Only one person lived there now.
Big, bad Billy Boogers. He lives out here in the middle of nowhere, all by himself.
Yeah, in that old house with the light on in the window. He hardly ever comes out.
Why do you call him Big Bad Billy Booger?
What? You don't know, man?
I told you Alvin's new in town.
That's what everybody calls him. He's been called that as long as anyone can remember.
Why? Because he has boogers in his nose?
In his nose? Hanging out of his nose. He's the big, fat, bald guy with boogers everywhere. But that's not the worst part.
Better not tell him, Brian.
Tell me what?
Whenever Big Bad Billy Booger catches a kid, he turns him into a large booger.
No way, man.
He does. He's done it for years. My dad said it was going on when he was a kid. I heard Billy Booger has a room filled with boogers that used to be kids.
That's right.
So that's why the Bailey Street Boys come here to visit Billy.
What do you mean?
We sneak up on the porch. Then we ring the doorbell, take off as fast as we can, hide behind these bushes. Then we watch that big booger nose stand on his porch and look for us. So, are you ready, Alvin?
Ready? Me?
Let's go.
I don't know. I might have to get home.
Come on, Alvin. Don't be chicken.
You want to be one of the Bailey Street boys, don't you?
Yeah.
So come on. We'll show you how it's done.
Yeah.
Eddie, look through the window and see if he's watching TV.
I don't see him. He must be back in the house somewhere.
Okay. Let's go.
Keep it down.
Everybody, get to the door. Okay, Alvin. You press the doorbell.
I don't know.
Just do it on the count of 3. Then we'll run. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's him! Run! Get out of here!
The boys ran faster than they ever had. Wouldn't you? They ran until they ran out of breath and out of sight of Billy's house.
Man, that was close. Yeah, he almost had me. I felt his hand grab my shoulder.
I thought he had us.
Me too. You okay, Alvin? 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 Where is he?
I thought he was with us. I'm sure I saw him running when Billy came out.
Billy! He must have got him.
Oh, no!
That gross-out guy must have him at his house right now, planning on turning him into a huge booger. Maybe he's done it already.
What are we gonna do?
We're going back to that booger eater's house and save Alan. Come on!
And return to the house of Billy Booger is just what the Bailey Street boys did.
There he is. I see him through the window. Looks like he's sitting in front of his TV.
All right, let's go.
Look, the front door's not closed all the way.
Good. So we sneak in. We find Alvin and sneak out. Just keep quiet and keep your eyes on Billy. Come on.
Man, look at this place. It's a mess. There's trash everywhere. Gross.
Phew, and it stinks like a giant booger.
Shut up and make sure Billy's still watching TV.
Yeah, I can see him. He's still there, and he's eating from some kind of snack bowl. And the bowl's filled with little green round things.
Gross.
Don't think about it. Let's sneak down the hall and look in that dark room at the end.
What kind of room is this? I can't see much in here.
Guys, look on that table.
It's about the size of a baseball. And it's lumpy and green.
I think it's Alvin. Just like I said, Billy got hold of him and turned him into a booger.
We can't leave him here. Let's take him with us. Tell the police, and maybe they can make Billy turn him back into a boy.
Good idea. Pick him up.
But he's a booger.
All right. Big sissy, I'll pick it up. Let's head back up the hall and go.
Look, guys. Billy's not sitting in front of the TV.
And somebody closed the front door.
What's going on?
It's him! Run!
If those boys had been in an Olympic race, then they would have won every gold medal. They didn't stop until they were far away from the house of Billy Booger.
I thought we were goners. Yeah, I thought Billy had me.
You can bet. That'll be the last time we go back there.
Hey, guys! What's wrong?
It's Alvin! It's Alvin!
We thought Billy caught you and turned you into a booger. We went back to rescue you.
He almost got me, but I got away. And I've been looking for you guys.
Then what's this green, lumpy, boogery thing we thought was you?
Let me see that. Looks like some old sticky modeling clay.
Brian, you jerk! You said it was Alvin!
Come on. I thought it was... You know...
Hey, where's Daniel?
Damn, what?
I thought it was with you. I don't know.
Last time I saw him...
Do you think Willy Booger got him?
Oh, no!
And back at his nice little home, Big Bad Billy Booger was playing with his new friend Daniel.
So all this time, you've been trying to make pottery out of clay, huh, Billy? Well, I've got some tools and a pottery wheel you can borrow to do that, okay? Boy, wait till Brian and the guys find out what a neat person you really are.
There you have it, children. Probably the only scary booger story you've ever heard. And remember, you heard it first from your friend Zachary. I've got to go now and tend to my own nose problems. Don't forget, the next booger you picked just might be someone's friend. Happy shivering!